Tuesday, May 5th, 2015, and already today I already was out in the kitchen and I cleaned up my pet guinea pig friend Ernie's cage, made sure that got done. And then filled up the dishwasher. All I gotta do just with it, put some soap in it and turn it on, as when I go back out into the kitchen. And then with it, I spent a little bit of time outdoors, playing in the backyard with my Nerf toy guns. Well, a couple of them, that is. I'll do that later on after my nap. Again. But, so far, whether yesterday and today, it has been warm outside, which is okay with me, because, that I don't do that great in either when it's too cold or too hot. With respect to my cerebral palsy, that I either get too cold, too seized up, or was it I get too hot, and I just really get short-circuited. And I have been watching the what's that channel? Was it channel 191 on the Comcast? Was it cable TV feed? Was it the baby channel? Some of the programs on that, because, I just didn't feel like watching anything about any grown-up person television programming for a while earlier today. And, of course, I did have one look at the news, online. And I guess we got a governor of the state of Texas who's pretty much a anencephalic asshole, who essentially has called out the Texas militia guard to take and counter the totally months in advance scheduled United States military exercise, that is going on down there, in case of, was it irregular, or was it commando invasion of the United States, but of course the Texas governor is saying that was saying all kinds of wacky claims, like Obama's gonna take and the army troops are gonna take and strip all of every single citizens of Texas's guns, and impose martial law and all kinds of other total stuff that are totally fruitcakey and not true. But what do you do about brain dead a-holes, and even a governor who believes in all this totally fruitcakey conspiracy stuff. With it, can't do much about it with it, because with it, the voters in Texas with it put that fruitcake into office. So with it, they want to get rid of him. They got the chance next year to do it. Either that, or have an all-out with a referendum vote with a petition to strip him of his the governorship and have a special election this year. That one is really with it wacky is that you got with it, and we got another fruitcake. Was it more fruitcakes who want to take and become the president of the United States? Let's see, the former CEO of Hewlett Packard is a woman who's a Bible thumping fruitcake, and with it, former Senator Governor with it, Mike Huckabee is another with it fruitcake. Ted Cruz of Texas, the senator, is a fruitcake. Rand Paul of Kentucky is a fruitcake. Let's see, Bobby Jindal, the governor of Louisiana, is a Bible-crazed fruitcake. And you have Marco Rubio of Florida is another with it, that Bible-crazed fruitcake. Thing is, that it used to be, that if you wanted to be a Republican, you had to be fiscally conservative and socially progressive. But now you got to be fiscally conservative, and a requirement for you to even be allowed into the party is you have to be fiscally conservative, and you also have to be a absolute mandatory requirement is that you have to be a fanatical Bible-crazed fruitcake. That, and anybody who is fiscally conservative but who is socially progressive and accepting of other people and other religions and so forth, so on, are not wanted. I'm just speaking only my own personal opinions on this. That, of course, here I am, a disabled person who has both mild autism and mild cerebral palsy, and with it, up until like 2008, I used to vote Republican. With it, of course, being an independent, I used to vote that way, and vote other with it, and also vote for certain Democrats who were, who were totally moderate, more centrist. But with it, nobody's in the center anymore. Everybody's gone to the extremes of the left and the right. There's nobody in the center who wants to come together to sit down to solve the problems of this country at both the local, the state, and the national level. And like it or not, ISIS and Al-Qaeda love this division we have in this country right now, because it means that we cannot, get our act together to go after them and wipe those with it Islamic God-crazed fruitcakes off the face of the planet, which they need to be wiped off the face of the planet. Because that, never mind with the slaughtering Christians, they're going around and with slaughtering other Muslims, but who they think are not even Muslim enough. So figure that one out. So, anyways, I'm just having a quiet day today, that later on I'll do a couple other with it, small house chores, that, and of course in a short time I'll be taking a needed afternoon nap.